Let's get into our text section. If you have your book, open it up to chapter 16. If you need a copy, just raise your hand, Darren will get you one. It's section 1, true empathy. Just go down to that third paragraph because this answers what Marilyn was talking about. Look at that. It says empathy is really about joining with your brother, true empathy, in the truth, not in suffering. That's why it says, I'm sorry, page 330 is the page number. And that's what this section is about. It's talking about empathy as not joining in suffering, but joining in the truth. And so if you look at the third paragraph there, Marilyn, this should kind of talk about what you're saying. That first line, it says, your part is only to remember this. You do not want anything you value to come from of a relationship. That's kind of insulting right there, is because he's basically telling you, you just don't know. You don't know what's good for you. So you really don't want anything you've already decided to come of this. And really, we have to get to the place where we say, I do not know. What did they, haven't you ever heard this? The greatest statement in enlightenment is, I do not know. Because if you do not know, then you've opened yourself up for the possibility of knowing. But when you say, I know, I know, I know, I know, no one can get into your mind. No one can get in any way because you keep filling it up. You know, the old saying is a filled cup can never receive anything more. And so there's that Buddhist thing, saying is that if you keep pouring into a cup, it starts to overflow. But if you empty the cup, then it can receive.
It's a rice bowl.
Or the rice bowl, cup, rice bowl, all the same thing. Majors on the minors, but it doesn't matter. So an empty rice bowl. So empty. We need to empty it out, meaning we need to kind of do some housework. We need to open ourselves up. It's just like a clogged sink. You know, we kind of need to open those pipes, clear those pipes out so that things can move through them easily. And so that's what it's saying. You don't want anything that you value to come over relationships. We want to be more open. You choose neither to hurt it, nor to heal it in your own way. You do not know what healing is. All you have learned, and then here it comes, Marilyn, you've learned of empathy, how to be this way, how to be loving. You know, how to be loving is from the past, it says. And there is nothing from the past that you would share, for there is nothing from the past that you would keep. And it's kind of what Karen was saying. All my images were of the past and going to the dentist. Maybe you have images of going to the doctor, and they're from the past, and you don't like those. Or you have, you know, all sorts of things that we have built up in our past, these past judgments. We need to kind of be open. As Doug says, we have to open our rice bowl, empty our rice bowl. And there is nothing from the past that you would share, and there is nothing from the past that you would keep. Do not use empathy to make the past real and so perpetuate it. So don't look and think, I know how love should look. I know how going to the doctor should be. I know how going to the dentist should be. I know how walking into relationships with these kinds of people are. We do not know. Be open to that. Because if you come from the past, if you come from those past perceptions, you perpetuate it. So it says, gently step aside and let healing be done for you. Okay, so important. But keep one thought in mind and do not lose sight of it. However tempted you may be to judge any situation and to determine your response by judging it, focus your mind on this. And here's where we open. Here's where we empty our rice bowl. I am not alone. We've emptied our rice bowl and we're open to this. I am not alone. That's a big statement. I am not alone. I am never alone in the choices I make. And I would not intrude the past upon my guest. Meaning I'm not going to say, come down here into my little box that's about this big and work in here with all the little people that I have. When he's going, I'm trying to bring in somebody new. I'm trying to show you another way. So you need to bring it to me. I'm not going to intrude the past upon my guest. I have invited him and he is here. That presence of love, that voice for God. I need do nothing except not to interfere. See what that says? It says the same thing a couple of times. I've invited him in, he's here. That's it. It doesn't say he's here and he's going to help you, he's going to answer all your problems for you and everything's going to be great and you're going to be so happy. It doesn't say that, does it? It says he's here. You invited him, he's here. He's the kind of person you send an invitation, never going to make an excuse. You invite him, he's here. The problem is, most of the time we don't know he's here because our minds are so dwelled in the past and possessed about all the fears we have in this moment right now, we think. We're never in the moment. We're always in the past with our fears. So it says you have invited him in. He is here. Believe that. I need do nothing except not to interfere. That means I've got to be willing. I've got to lift my fears for just a moment. I have to be able to forgive myself the guilt that seems to be the block that I have. I have to lift my judgments. I have to stop thinking I know. I have to stop living from the past. All these things. You know, watch yourself when you do not think I never get an answer. God never speaks to me. Where are you dwelling? What are you feeling? Watch yourself. Look at yourself. You have your own answers. You don't need to go to anybody but yourself.